Hello children, today we will be studying Wheatstone Bridge. Now the name of this device is Wheatstone Bridge because you can see here the figure on the screen. It is a bridge like A, B, C, D. It's a bridge like and 4 resistors are connected here P, Q, R, S. So name is discovered by name of a scientist Wheatstone. And the shape of the apparatus is like a bridge connecting 4 resistors in 4 arms of a bridge. That is why it is called by name as Wheatstone bridge. The main role of this apparatus is to calculate one of the unknown resistance when other 3 are known to you. Like out of 4 resistors here, out of 4 resistors, if 3 are known to you, so fourth one can be calculated. If this one value you don't know, it can be calculated by using the concept of Wheatstone bridge. So it is like in its principle of Wheatstone bridge, P by Q should be equal to R by S, where P by Q is ratio arms resistor and R by S is another ratio arm resistors. They are equal. To get this P by Q equal to R by S, the condition is bridge should be in a balanced condition. Balanced condition means when deflection in the galvanometer is zero, means there is no current passing through galvanometer. And when there is no current passing through galvanometer means potential difference potential difference between B and D point is zero. There is no potential difference between B and D point. They both are having same potential. Then only the current passing through this arm BD is zero, and galvanometer will not be having any current, so its deflection will turn out to be zero. So for working of Wheatstone bridge, the condition this is must that current passing through galvanometer should be zero. And when it is so, the ratio arms resistance will be equal. P by Q will be equal to R by S. And if out of these 4, if 3 values you know, so fourth one you can easily calculate. Like S, suppose we don't know, the value of S resistor we don't know, and if remaining 3 we know, P, Q, R, so easily S can be calculated. By cross multiplication, the value of S can easily come out. So in this way, your Wheatstone bridge will help you out to clear or to find your unknown resistor value. Okay, now easily you can calculate or you can find, easily you can determine this balanced condition of Wheatstone bridge by using Kirchhoff's law. Okay, if I take a circuit over here of 4 arms, now mathematically I'm deriving here the condition of balanced condition of Wheatstone bridge. So 4 resistors I have taken. In the center I am connecting galvanometer. The 4 resistors are PQRS. The corners, if I label, they are ABCD. Here I am connecting one cell, one key. This is the connection I have made to get the balanced condition, proof of the balanced condition of Wheatstone bridge by using Kirchhoff's law. So if current I is flowing in this branch, okay, then this I, when it reaches at this A point, it will be divided into 2 positions, 2 parts. One can be here it can be suppose here I1, and here for this branch AD, let this be as I2. After reaching B point, suppose current flowing in this branch is IJ. Okay, then in this branch BQ, the current will be I1 minus IJ. will be the current in BC branch. Similarly, at D point, IG is also reaching and I2 is also reaching. So the current flowing in DC branch will be I2 plus IG. Okay. And at C point, again, these two currents will be reaching. Okay. So we can easily see the Kirchhoff's law at C point. The total current reaching C point is equal to at C point, I1 minus Ij summation I, if I'm doing here, plus I2 plus Ij. Ij will get cancelled, summation I equal to 0. Ij will get cancelled. I1 plus I2 is equal to 0 and I1 plus I2 is equal to what? I. So summation I is coming equal to 0. Means what resolution we have done of current is correct. Current entering at A point is I and current coming out from C point is also what? I. I1 plus I2 is equal to I. Okay. So easily you can see whether you have done the correct resolution or not. After resolving your circuit with different direction of current, now you can use your Kirchhoff's law for different voltage loop law for different loops. So first equation what I can write over here using, it will be I equals to I1 plus I2. For which point I'm using this, for which junction point I'm using this, at junction point A, I is equals to I1 plus I2. Okay, because current coming is positive and current leaving is negative. Now current leaving, I have already, the figure was made here. This was your I1 and this one was your I2. This was your IG. This was your I2 plus IG. And this one was your I1 minus IG. Okay. Now for loop ABDA, in loop ABDA, okay, if I apply Kirchhoff's law, ABDA, it will be coming I1 P plus IGJ minus I2R is equal to 0. Let this be as equation number 2 and the previous one let it be as equation number 1. Again applying in loop now BCDB, in another loop BCDB. In this loop, if I apply again now Kirchhoff's, I1 minus IG into Q minus of I2 plus IG into S minus of IGJ is equal to 0. Let this be as equation number 3. Now at null point or at balanced condition is also known as null point. At balanced condition or null point, we know that IG is equals to 0. So when we use IG 0 in the above equations, so easily your equation 2 and 3, applying in above equation, equations, equation 2 will become I1 plus P is equals to I2 into R and I1 into Q is equals to I2 into S. Let this be as equation 3 and equation 4. Dividing these equations, okay. 3 already we have taken, so you can take this one as 4 and this one as 5. So dividing 4 and 5. On dividing 4 and 5, 4 and 5, you will be getting P by Q equal to R by S. And this is the condition of balanced Wheatstone bridge. Or Wheatstone bridge is said to be sensitive when P by Q equal to R by S. So balanced condition we have proved using Kirchhoff's law. Okay. So this can come in your board exam as a proof. Prove the balanced condition of a Wheatstone bridge by using Kirchhoff's law. Here, the same Wheatstone, I have made it in a form of Wheatstone over here. Same Wheatstone has been made over here in the form of meter bridge. You remember 4 arms were there having 4 resistors, and in the center it was galvanometer. This was A, this was C, this was B, this was D, this is P, Q, R, and S. Okay, now this apparatus is actually having 1 meter scale over here, and on the scale the wire is connected, and wire is an alloy over here. Magnin or constant wire has been taken over here, okay, which is connected between A and C point, lying on the top of the scale. Now the connections has been made in such a way that if you remember this diagram of Wheatstone, if you correlate this Wheatstone with meter bridge, it will be easy for you to understand. Between B and D point, galvanometer is connected. So between this B point, which is on the scale, and D point here, which is in a form of a screw here, these are the copper metallic strips over here, and these are the screws over here. Now between B and D, you can see here galvanometer is attached. Then between your A and D, which type of resistor was connected? R. So here between A and D, between these two screws, resistance box R is connected. Then between D and C, this unknown resistance S is connected. Next, over here between A and B, this will be representing your P, and B and C, this will be representing your Q. So the same Wheatstone has been now you can say designed in a form of a meter bridge or a slide wire bridge. Now to get here the condition, this meter bridge or slide wire bridge will be used in the physics lab to find out the value of unknown resistance. Like S is our unknown resistance wire we have connected between these two screws, and between these two screws resistance box is connected. So we will use the same principle of Wheatstone bridge in the balanced condition, P by Q equal to R by S. So in the balanced condition, we know that Ig is equal to 0 and P by Q equal to R by S. S is unknown over here, whose value we have to find out. And after making this connection, at B point, there will be an apparatus called jockey. Jockey will be sliding on the wire, and where you will keep a jockey, and if the galvanometer deflection turns out to be 0, so that position you have to measure on the scale. How much is that position? Suppose that length is coming equal to L, and I've already told it is 1 meter scale wire, so the remaining in centimeters will be 100 minus L1. If you are taking L1 for first null point. So P by Q equal to R by S. When you apply here, P is equal to your length L1 resistor. The length L1 resistor can be written by a formula for resistance. You know, rho L1 by A upon rho 100 minus L1 by A. This is the value of resistance in this A to B point, and this is the value of resistance between B to C point. I'm using here the basic formula of resistance rho L by A, because wire is same connected between A and C, so its area of cross section and resistivity is same for P point as well as for Q point. So this all will get cancelled, and this is equal to R by S, and S is your unknown, so it will be coming L1 upon 100 minus L1 is equal to R by S. S is your unknown whose value you have to find out. So easily you can find out the value of unknown by cross multiplying. S will come out 100 minus L1 into R upon L1. This will be the formula you can use to calculate the unknown resistance by knowing how much resistance you are connecting in resistance box, at which point on AC wire you will be getting your null point. Like here I've assumed B point. I will be keeping a jockey and checking the null point I will get, means the current in the galvanometer is 0. So by knowing these values, easily S can be calculated. After calculating S, the resistivity of the wire can also be calculated. The resistivity formula you all know, resistance is equals to rho L by A, and this can be written rho L upon pi r square. And length of the wire, you can take out this wire and you can wire which is represented as S, whose value you have already calculated. Length you can measure with the scale. So resistivity will be equal to S into pi r square. Radius can be calculated by a screw gauge. So resistivity of the wire can be calculated by a formula S into pi r square into L. What is S representing? S is representing our unknown resistor whose value we have calculated. So in this way, in 2 steps, you can complete this. Okay. After this, you can see here the figure here is representing the how this apparatus looks in the lab. It is a apparatus of this wooden board sort of with the metallic connections here. Okay, you can see here the screws are here connected. Between these 2 screws you can connect here resistance box. Between these 2 screws you can connect here your wire whose resistance. Between this screw you can connect galvanometer, and here will be a jockey. Your jockey looks like this. Okay, here you can make the connection of the wire. You can open this screw and make the connection. It's just like a pen. This portion will be sliding on the wire, and between this point and this point you can connect your battery and your key. This will be acting as A and C point. This will be acting as D point, and this will be acting as your B point. And after the connection, your circuit looks like this. Okay. Between these 2, you can see here the galvanometer is connected, the battery is connected. This is the jockey, this is the resistance box. Okay. After this, you will be finding here some points are written which you should know for understanding the Wheatstone bridge. Some important points which can come in your reasoning question of 1 mark. Okay, like first, when you will say your Wheatstone bridge is more sensitive when all the 4 arms are equal, ratio is equal, and if the temperature of the conductor placed in the right gap of meter bridge is increased, then the balancing length decreases and jockey move towards left, means balance position you will get in shorter distance towards left side. The measurement of the resistance by Wheatstone is not affected by internal resistance of the cell. Internal resistance is not going to affect any resistance. Then connections over here are made up of thick copper strips. Okay, thick copper strips they are made of. You can see here, these strips are thick copper strip. This is a strip here. This is a strip here. thick copper strip they are. Okay. Next here, interchanging the galvanometer and the cell does not change the position of balance point. For more sensitivity, reading for the null point should be around midpoint of the wire. If you want your device should be more sensitive, then you try to get the reading at the midpoint of the wire. Means wire is of 100 centimeter length and approx at 50. You should get your balance point. Then you will say your apparatus is most sensitive. Okay. So this much you can do for your topic.